We've had our Northstar Liberty camper now for 1 entire year. We have used it for 154 nights in this first year of ownership. And we want to tell you all the problems that we've had with it so far, the things that we've liked about it, and our overall experience with it. So let's get started. Okay, first of our problems that we've experienced with the camper has actually been with the roof. So this roof edge here, anytime we're in the trees, it had branches drag across it, and it's just a TPO rubber roof. And so what it basically did is on that angle of the roof, it ripped it open in a good foot-long section. So in order to fix that, what we did is we got some RV corner trim, and we basically installed this corner trim front to back. So it more or less acts as a branch rail to keep and protect our roof. Otherwise, the roof so far has not leaked. We've resealed it a couple times. The other issue we had with this was actually with the front solar panel. Now originally with our solar install, we were trying not to glue the entire perimeter of it with the die-core, and we just used screws with body die-core to kind of hold it down. And that front panel actually came loose, and so we ended up having to reinstall it with screws in all of the hole eyelet positions and die-core all the way around the perimeter, which has worked fine so far. But otherwise, on the roof, things have been pretty good. All right, so what problems have we had inside?
So I'm sure you probably saw one of the videos where the fridge was open and everything fell out onto the floor. So that's been a problem. One of the reasons for that is there's a considerable gap right here. So even when you have it in the lock position, if we are going down a bumpy road or accidentally catch some air, basically the fridge will jump and it'll completely let loose. And if there's anything on the door, the weight from that will pull the door open and dump all the contents of the fridge.
Yeah, that's been a bummer.
So we've had that happen at least twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
We have kind of made a little piece to help gap that, and it's a little bit better, but unfortunately, Dometic just didn't really make the fridge to go in all of the places we want to go.
So what about the propane?
So that's another thing that has been interesting is we had a small propane leak, and the propane...
Well, it's not a leak.
Well, that's true.
So the regulator inside the propane area, it basically off-gasses a little bit. Right,
and Northstar did not make a vent in that cabinet, so what'll end up happening is it actually comes up through the bottom of the fridge, and it'll set off our CO2 detector, and we've talked to other people with Northstars who have the compressor fridge the same way we do, and they've actually had the same exact experience, which is really frustrating sometimes because it'll go off at 2 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, it's happened a few times if the wind blows
Yes.
a certain direction. But basically, we have to, we haven't fixed it yet, but we're going to put a vent in that propane cabinet so it ventilates, and that should fix it. They just have a small drain hole in the bottom, which doesn't really fix that problem. So you end up getting kind of a bit of propane gas build up inside that cabinet. So, and
we do periodically open the door to allow it to vent, and if we're sitting for a while, we may turn off the propane.
Yeah.
So,
but hey, I don't like propane, so that might be going anyways. So. All right, so that sums up the problems that we've had so far this year, the first year of ownership with the Northstar. Structurally, there's been a lot of people asking, because it's an all-wood construction camper, how does it hold up off-road and so forth? Well, we haven't had any sort of issues exterior or structurally with any sort of separation with the corners or anything like that, and it has been extremely well durability tested so far. We'll keep you updated as we go forward with more adventures, any sort of problems we have with that. But so far, I'll give it a thumbs up with durability testing being all wood frame compared to our 4-wheel camper that we had previously. So the things that we've loved with it, I think we've continued to really enjoy most of the stuff we talked about earlier. The windows are amazing.
Yes.
Really enjoy those. The one downside is when you get in trees where the trees rake the plastic, you more or less get, kind of plastic scratches in it. So, after any long trip that we run into a lot of trees, we end up, buffing the exterior windows just to bring back that clarity. Not a huge thing. It's, I guess, the only downside really with these windows, and I think it's still worthwhile to have them because you have to clean them anyways, and you know, just a little extra to buff them out. And we just use a drill attachment and makes it go pretty quick. So that we love. The kitchen we love. You still love the...
I still love the stove. It's really nice that it's separated. I can cook all of dinner at one time.
The sink's sweet.
The sink is huge, so that's
really
nice.
Big sink. All our water stuff has worked awesome. So our upgraded 40-gallon water tank and filtration and UV and all that stuff has worked super great. Our battery system, our power, solar, all that has worked really well. We do have an issue with the solar, which we'll talk about in an upcoming video, but we basically have one of the panels that somehow isn't charging, and it's not the solar panel, so we'll dig into that upcoming. The toilet and the bathroom, we really like it for the size.
I love the inside bathroom.
It's really nice for such a compact camper to have that feature. The cassette toilet is really nice in a lot of cases, but we've been stationary when we've been working on a couple projects for week, 2 weeks at a time, and then it's a little bit more of a hassle because you think of it more of like a house type setup, and it's really not. So I'd say that's the only thing that you really have to kind of keep dumping it, that sort of thing. For us, we typically get about 3 days of both of us using it consistently before dumping it. Maybe further if we are, peeing outside or something like that. So that's been pretty good. The cabinets have been awesome.
Yes.
All the positive engagement latches have done phenomenal off-road. None of them have opened. Everything stayed put. It's been fantastic. The upgrades we did here were just great. They put in the 2 wardrobes on either side. The front hampers have been phenomenal. I thought they were maybe a little excessive initially, but in using it for the whole year, it's turned out to be really handy to be able to put all the dirty stuff into the hamper area and kind of keep the area clean and whatnot. Our upgrade with the dinette has functioned fantastic. It's the best functional layout update that we could possibly done to this thing, and it really makes it have the ability to live like a big camper in a very small space. So that's been fantastic. All the lighting here has been really good. We did have one other problem though. The exterior light in the back, that is not functional. So it might be, I haven't pulled apart yet, it might be a contact or whatnot, but those are just cheap RV style lights, so it's no surprise there with that.
Well, they're not sealed very well either, so
yeah,
just going through
RV
dusty
junk
areas, I mean, they get full of dust, so.
Yeah, so one thing, with these type of campers, you have to keep them sealed and maintained, so we've resealed it with Dicor a couple different times, and you just have to keep monitoring all the exterior stuff with them. It's just this style of camper, that's what you're going to deal with, any of the TPO style roofs. So, it's a little bit more maintenance, but the trade-off has been phenomenal for comfort, especially in cold weather and hot weather. The insulation is vastly better than what a aluminum style camper would be, and it's been really nice in bad weather and just overall use of it. I think
great in heat too, especially at nighttime, because all of these big windows open up and it cools off the interior really, really quickly.
Yeah, these awning windows are phenomenal because basically that whole side opens up so that you can get great cross breeze, and it's so much better than the sliding style windows, the glass ones that don't really help you out with heat or whatnot. So overall, I'd say we are still really happy with the camper. We've done a lot of upgrades and changes to it to fit our needs, which you can check out those videos. But for now, I think we're still happy with it. We're still going to keep rocking it, and we'll be doing a lot more traveling this year coming up. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions about the Northstar Liberty, feel free to mention that in the comments below. We'd love to answer any of the questions you might have with it. And if you have any other specific questions or thoughts, feel free to share those. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye.